Hey everybody, this is Nathan from the Fantasy Cast podcast. So I just want to let everybody know that this episode was not supposed to be recorded this week. I was on vacation. I explicitly told Mike and John not to record an episode, and that in doing so would be an affront to me personally. But they did it anyways because they don't respect people and they don't respect their time or personal ambition. So the first part of this podcast is Mike doing some insane ramblings about conspiracy theories and also bragging about what a freak he is sexually. And then the rest gets pretty off the rails too, but it's, there's a lot of fun. So I'm going to be hopping in periodically to provide some context and framing of what Mike and John are saying. They're both pathological liars and are known to distort the truth for their own petty means. So hope you guys enjoy the podcast, if you even want to call it that.
Welcome to the Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by telling each other their deepest and darkest fantasies. Here we go.
This is Mike from Fantasy Cast Pod, and today is August 18th, 2022. And today we're going to do something a little bit different because Nathan is on vacation right now. So I'm waiting for John to join the chat. I sent him an email and we'll see if he shows up. I don't know. What's new with me? Oh, not much. I've just been raising a child and just trying to get by one day at a time. What I like to do is every morning I get up, I make breakfast, and I exercise. I usually run to the lake, come back, stretch, take a ice cold shower. I do daily affirmations. Then I do a gravity boot meditation where I'm hanging upside down, develop a breathing technique based off of Eastern meditation stuff I've read and the Wim Hof method. By doing this, I can slow down my brain and control my breath to the point where both of my hemispheres, the left and the right, are operating at this identical frequencies. Few can do this. Maybe if you've studied meditation for 20 years, could you do this and only sustain it for about 15 minutes? Me, I can sustain it in 25, 60 minutes easy. No problem. It kind of depends how much sugar I ate the day before. This is a podcast about fantasies. Three men will share their fantasies with each other. And we have, I think this would be episode 5. We're shooting to make a minimum of 12, if possible, depending on the rapport, if we can actually all get along. And lately I've been throwing around, this is just like some insider info about what's been going on. I'll say the dirtiest fantasies that's ever happened, and then the other two guys will I just don't think they actually have the capacity to fantasize on my level. But this past week, I've taken a fast of being on a computer. I'm trying not to listen to podcasts by extreme right-wing people. I'm not looking at the news, and I haven't been looking at social media, and I actually don't believe any of the things that I believed in last week, especially concerning these fantasies. I listened back to them, and it seems like another person was doing it. And I'm kind of starting to believe that the internet is entirely controlled by the CIA, probably the FBI, and ultimately the deep state. If you stop watching it, looking at it, using it in any way, for example, I'll take a peek on Twitter or Instagram after not looking at it for 4 days in a row. And when I look at it again, my stomach turns. I'm like, why am I following this person that has posted on Twitter, posted a picture of a screenshot from Mario, and then their caption says something like, oh, they all crazy for this one. LOL, I'm seriously crying right now. And then I'll look at this image and I don't get it. I can't believe all these people like video games so much. I've forgotten that they're different, but Twitter is mostly operated by the mentally ill people. Let me take that back. It's mostly just people with I don't know who they are. I've never seen one in real life. I'm not actually sure they're even real people. They're probably mostly FBI agents, CIA agents, or just computers at this point. And Instagram's a little bit different. The flavor's different. When you go on there, I'll take a peek at it. Excuse me. I'll take a peek at it, and it's just, I just don't understand what anyone is doing on there or why they're doing it. And I myself have fallen into the trap of posting things, and I don't actually know why. Maybe I've gotten a few laughs a couple times, but I don't know how I got tricked into it. I think if I was in high school and I saw what people were doing, I feel like it would be very much more clear how embarrassing and nerdy it is. Slowly, it wears you down because there's just nothing going on. Maybe it's a COVID thing. Some of these folks have been on there for a long time, and now it's extending into podcasts, something that everyone does and listens to all the time now. I took the train for the first time in a long time, and to go to work, and I was the only person reading a book, and I felt like a real piece of shit. Really felt like a nerd, which is weird. And I felt like people were judging me for reading because everyone else was looking at their cell phones. And I, because of that, I wanted to look at my cell phone. I was like, I do feel like a nerd, like I'm showboating. I feel like the equivalent of someone from maybe like whenever people were dressing up like Andrew Bird, like how embarrassing that was. I felt like I would be someone who would be doing that, wearing like a newsy cap and fingerless gloves or something like that. I, by the way, don't know anyone who's ever dressed like that. I know they exist, but they've never been in any of my social circles. Although there was this one guy while I was in undergrad at the Art Institute of Chicago, this one guy who did have kind of a fingerless glove kind of vibe, and he was an absolute spaz. I remember he was angry at There Will Be Blood because he thought that Daniel Day-Lewis's performance was too much and it was distracting him from the story. And I thought this guy was like a freshman in college. Turns out this guy was like a grad student. If that's any indication of the kind of sick, demented mind that would want a grad degree from the Art Institute of Chicago. One of the biggest scams in the world right now would be sending your kid to the school of the Art Institute of Chicago. But that's neither here nor there, or any other grad program, really. And so anyways, my fantasies were usually off the chart. I've kind of cleaned up my act a little bit psychologically. I no longer have demented sexual fantasies because I don't look at social media or read the news anymore. In fact, was just fantasizing about buying a calculator so that for the job I have where I use a calculator, I don't need to look at my phone anymore. And also like an egg timer. That's just me. You know, I never made a claim of being an extremely smart or interesting person with a lot to say. These are just things that I've recently been going through. I've lined up a couple fantasies that I think will be pretty interesting.
Nathan here, the production note. I don't think there's any actual sexual fantasies in this podcast. There's a lot of sexual content, but I don't think these Mike and John had actually got around to trying to get each other off, which is what they normally do. Little take you guys behind the curtain real quick. Mike and John used to date a while ago, so there's a lot of chemistry, sexual tension between them, which typically helps fuel their fantasies and makes it more robust. But anyways, here comes John.
I feel like last episode I got a little too drunk. I was slurring near the end of it. I noticed. It was really weird. And I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. It's exhausting. And I just, it's hard too.
Yeah, that episode after Rage Against the Machine was like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Probably had like alcohol poisoning, but it was probably the most fun I'd had doing the podcast too.
Yeah.
So part of me wanted to like, I don't really drink.
Neither do I.
At all.
Me neither.
So, but part of me is like, maybe I should get really drunk once a week, which seems so fucking insane to do. Like getting annihilated once a week in my 40s.
Yeah, you can do it.
So
like
I can record
once
a podcast for 40 minutes.
Oh, I thought you meant just in general, not for the podcast. That's gonna
No,
last
just purely for the
13
podcast.
We only have a couple hours left to do. There's really not going to be that much work, you know. So, we're going to do some. We can throw around some, just some loose ideas. I was thinking today, and we can do think about some advertisements we might want to do, and we can talk about Nathan's performance, how he's what you think he's doing, how he's doing.
Sure.
And we'll just part ways, wrap it up. I'm going to St. Louis tomorrow and to visit my wife's family.
So this is a lie. Mike's wife's family lives in Elgin, Illinois, which is like 20 minutes outside of Chicago, tops.
So I got a long road ahead of me tomorrow.
How long of a drive is that?
4.5
Oh,
hours.
that's not bad.
No, but when you're on the road, your mind kind of wanders, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Shit.
You see people driving by.
Wonder what they're up to.
Yeah, what kind of lives they lead.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw a guy went past me on my way to work today. He's in a motorcycle.
Uh-huh.
He's going probably, I'm not even kidding, maybe like 160 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And just for like 8 hours, I just fantasized about him getting beheaded.
It's funny you say that. Earlier today, I drove to my mother's house to put more things in her basement.
Uh-huh.
And I really been making a real effort to not be furious when I go visit my family. And everything was going good. And just a block away, this guy just cuts me off. And he was just wearing the dumbest clothes I've ever seen. He's just, not dumb, just like he was just like the most normal looking piece of shit you've ever seen in your life. And my heart was, we get to the steps of my mom's house, my heart's racing. And I realize I'm just compulsively fantasizing about getting into a screaming match with this guy. Like really challenging him to attack me. You know, just being like, you fucking pussy, you nerd. The neighborhood's full of people that are very nerdy, that avoid your eye contact, are terrified of you for some reason.
I have a neighbor I haven't spoken to yet. I mean, directly next door to me.
These are the people that in the
These aren't the people that tan all day.
Oh.
These are just these normal people that live next door. I mean, not even like we'll be mowing the lawn next to each other and he won't even look at me.
People are fucking weird as shit.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
What about the tanning people?
Those people are nice, also crazy. I mean, like, it got down to like 77 degrees and she was wearing like thermal underwear and shit. But it's like when it's 101 degrees, she's literally outside
tanning
from like 7 a.m. to like 7 at night.
That is so cool.
Smoking cigarettes the entire time, which I'm jealous of.
Yeah, that sounds like heaven.
It's weird.
You know how relaxed you would be if you were just smoking cigarettes all day in the sun?
How sick you would get at night.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would just feel fucking sick.
Well, you would probably drink. You would have a cocktail or something.
Yeah, she drinks some wine.
Yeah, that's how you do it. And then you just get drunk. And then you wake up and you're hungover and you just do the whole thing over again.
I was gonna tell you about this this kid that I kind of bullied him in high school, I guess. Was just kind of always a dick to him. Never like physically, but I just like whenever he would talk, I just immediately just dive into him and just fucking just tear him apart. And he moved to Chicago, and I saw him once in Chicago on a train, and he said hello to me, and we talked, and he's like, we should get together sometime, and I was like, yeah. So I gave him my number. We never saw each other. This is like almost, this is right when I moved this. This is like almost 20 years ago. But he added me on LinkedIn, which is like a weird place to connect with an old friend, Like I feel like of all the social media, that's the biggest one. That's like, hey, look at where I'm at.
Yeah.
Look at where you're at. Anyways, he's like the fucking like a vice president of Chase Bank.
Oh my god.
And he asked me for like an endorsement on his, you know what I mean? Like how you can do that on there.
Up.
Yeah. So I didn't, when he did it, I didn't really think too much of it. And then I was like, oh, maybe this is like a weird fuck you to me.
Yeah.
Like I run a fucking bank, and you're painting soundproofing.
You have to hand it to him. That's pretty fucking bitchy to do. You know what I mean?
I liked it. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I wonder, well, I guess, did he just get knighted as a bank owner or whatever, and then he did it? Or was he just like a bank, whatever? Did he just own a bank for a long time, and then he was just bored?
I don't know. That's the thing, is like, I don't think he's... I don't think there's many more places for him to go career-wise. And that, like, I think he reached the pinnacle of a banking job.
So now he's...
Unless he runs like a hedge fund or something like that.
Well, maybe he got to the top. Got what he was working for his family that he's been working on for so long, and then he like was able to reflect a little bit. And he's like realized that he was just doing this because he was bullied in high school by you, and I guess your friends or whatever you and your friends did to him, and he was like, he realized that was like the motivation for doing it, and then now he's like angry at himself and really at you for he's like realizing how angry he is at you. He was able to reflect
probably.
And like yeah.
He probably has the best therapist money can buy, and
that therapist was like, yeah.
The therapist she probably like tried to talk him out of doing it, and he's just like, no, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nathan again. So I just want to make one thing clear. John, he talks about, this bullying he did in high school and kind of like, makes light of it. But I just want to make it perfectly clear that John is an extremely psychologically and physically abusive person. We lived together for a period of time. Like if he came home in a bad mood or whatever, he would yell, "Prison rules, prison rules, prison rules." And if I did something to piss him off, he would be like, "You're not eating tonight. You're not eating tonight, Nathan." And he would, if I was already eating, he would take my plate. And John's like 6'6", like 270. He's fucking huge. And he would take my plate, throw it in the sink, or if I hadn't eaten yet, he would pull a chair up to my bedroom door and sit in it so I couldn't get out. And we were on the second floor, so I couldn't get out the window. He would also like take something of mine that I needed, like my phone or my wallet or something like that, and say he wouldn't give it back until I washed his underwear. So stuff like that. Like he's playing it off like he's just kind of like a, cool, laid back kind of a guy, but he really knows how to get inside your head and twist the screws to make you as miserable as possible.
Another guy contacted me about a bicycle that he gave me when we were kids.
Yeah.
asking me if I still had it. And I was like, no, I don't. I didn't save that bike from 1997.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man. It was I don't know, some BMX bike, but he wanted it back for his kids. I felt kind of bad. And then I was trying to remember if I actually paid him for the bike.
It was one of those things where you just you guys were just goofing around, you like borrowed it to get home or something?
I think so, yeah. It's like, someone leaves something at your house, it eventually just becomes yours. And
what the fuck is this guy doing, though?
But it's weird to text someone after 20 years.
Did that happen before or after the LinkedIn thing?
This is like a day after. So I was like, two weird things happened last week.
Yeah, that's scary. I mean, what could happen? What do you think would happen next? Someone...
I think they're just waiting for the reunion to happen where I show up borderline homeless and they're wearing fucking suits and they just pummel me.
Yeah, maybe this guy with the bike. Shit, yeah, maybe everyone you've ever burned is like getting paid by this bank guy.
Full disclosure, the bank guy did reach out to me, and I hopped on a Zoom call with him and the guy whose bike John stole and a couple of other people to discuss ways to get restitution for the harms that John has caused us throughout the course of our lives. I decided to just kind of let it go and walk away from it. But my understanding is that they're actively recruiting people to enact some kind of vengeance on John for the rotten ways that he's conducted himself throughout the years.
It just makes me wonder if there's just been some chatter going around.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Like there's a mob. They have like a whole base they set up. They have a base set up with like all this information on the wall about you and your family.
Right.
And like a list of grievances.
Yeah.
That they're going to read to you as they're doing something to your genitals. You know? One time I had to do video documentation at for SAIC, School of the Art Institute of Chicago, for their grad program, and this is completely non sequitur. Well, it kind of tied into the fantasy, and maybe we can get this energy into you being tortured by these people from high school. But there was this woman on stage for her grad thesis, and she had a whip, and she was just whipping the ground and saying things like, "I'm a communist, whoosh! I'm a feminist, whoosh!" You know what I mean? I'm a radical, whoosh! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care about the color pink, whoosh, whoosh! You know what I mean?
The woman Mike is talking about was his girlfriend for 4 years, and after this grad thesis, she left him for a guy with a law degree.
I didn't really have a response to it, but it just like slowly built up. I was just like, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But that would be cool if, they were doing that to your dick with like a whip. They were saying the things, you know what I mean? Like each person's in line. Like maybe you in high school, you called someone a name. You're like, "Hey Richard, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard anyone say in my entire life." You know what I mean? Like you said that to this person in high school, like after they.
And then he repeats it to me and then spanks me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life. You know?
Do you know who the artist was?
No. No, why? Do you know that?
I mean, I feel like it's something I've heard of.
This is like something from like 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I always dreamed of going to the reunion and everyone's like pretty much like even, you know, like everyone's.
Did you say 11?
Everyone's even. Everyone's got like a good job and like a family. But that is not the case. There's some people that are just fucking like monsters, and there's
that's cool.
Some people that just didn't do shit, you know. Myself. And I'm definitely I feel like I would definitely get, if I went, someone would try to provoke me into a fight. I guarantee it.
Is there one coming up or something?
No, just the fact that 2 people have contacted me in the last week makes me think of seeing everyone.
Dude, I think there's someone I went to high school with that works at a Mariano's like down the block from me.
What is that?
That's like a grocery store.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty awkward.
You gotta introduce yourself.
Oh God, I'm dreading it, dude. This gotta be weird. I mean, can you imagine being employed at a grocery store? That is fucked up. Who would do that? I was watching comedians getting coffee in cars.
Yikes.
Comedians or whatever, that Seinfeld thing.
Yeah, Jesus.
And Seinfeld's hatred of poor people is really, it's disturbing to see. They went to like a boardwalk.
Who was on? I think I've seen
I don't remember who. It was Seinfeld with like someone else. I don't remember who. But whatever. He sees people working at like a hot dog stand, and he's just like, Jesus, these people, they just do nothing all day. You know what I mean? I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was just like said with such contempt and so broad.
He's awful.
Jesus, it's creepy.
And that show is very hard for me to watch.
Is it still on?
And it's still like no one's actually talking to him.
We gotta flush.
I mean, like it's just not fun. We gotta flush them out.
This is just going on for too long. There's just nothing going on.
No.
Okay. Anyway, so I got something good.
Okay.
I got something good. Yesterday, I just been watching YouTube. Like it's finally made sense, like how to watch YouTube. The algorithm is getting right for me. And I ended up on a Victoria's Secret expose on 60 Minutes. And it was this one Australian woman, and she's like, I was a top model. I don't know how to do an Australian accent. I had it like down yesterday. I was a top model, and I can do anything I want. Hold on, let me get an Australian accent going real quick.
Sure.
Well, it's sleeping. The shop's been shop. I was trying to get you out of the shop. Head. All I had. Oh, that's it. There we go. That's it. Okay, so this Australian woman's like, I was in Victoria's Secret, right? Hey? And she's going on and on about how they were torturing her at Victoria's Secret. I can't do the fucking accent. Who gives a shit? I had it down yesterday. Anyways, she's going on and on, just rambling. And she's like, and the host is like, she now has a TikTok where she shares the secrets, the dark secrets of her time at Victoria's Secret. And it shows her like in a bedroom, and there's just clothes all over the floor and just like just gross glasses with mold in them.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I had to wear this when I was in Victoria's Secret. It's a small bra. I'm only this. Can you imagine me breasts only being this big? You know what I mean? Like holding this bra up, and then she holds it up against her own chest, and she's like, "See, this is a normal weight. This is how much I weigh now. How about that? That's wrong." You know what I mean? But it's. And then I was just like, okay, whatever. She's just like showing off like bras, and then I was just like, my fantasy just kept going darker and darker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she might as well just be like, look at these small, sick, tiny little panties that I was forced to wear on the runway. I could barely eat. I was eating so little. I'd have a raisin and I'd throw that up. And then she's like topless and it's like blurred out. She's like, these are my panties now. They're normal size. You know what I mean? She's just like, just like really graphic. Like, you're not doing anything. And she's like, go on.
Was she modeling this stuff, or was she just holding it up?
Oh, in this, she's holding it up, but then she's just like in her underwear with no shirt on. You know what I'm saying? And she's like,
find this chick.
So be careful, don't get exploited by Victoria's Secret. And then there was interview footage, and this guy was just like, it's just interesting to see, like, when the reporter knows like what people want. He's like, he's like licking his lips. He's like, so it's pretty rough in Victoria's Secret, right? And she's like, yeah, I had to sleep with so many men when I was in there. And he's like, oh, you did? God, that's horrible. This is like how it actually was. That's really messed up. Like, you know what I mean? And then you just think about like him just like going for it and her just playing along because she's kind of like, there's all this footage of her on the runway. You know what I mean? Like, just looking like a complete goofball. You know what I mean? Just like a fun goofball, like with peace signs, like smiling, like trolling around, wearing like a football shoulder pads. But
I'm familiar with that.
You know what I mean? And then there's just like Victoria's Secret stuff.
Who's the journalist? Was it that Martin Bashir guy?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Oh, the Brave supermodel?
Yes, that's right. This is her. Oh, she also has a... Hold on, I gotta hear this accent again. I also get a fucking ad for Mudwater every single time I look at anything on here. Angels. He's British. There's footage of her on the beach. No, in a tent. She's just like, Toms have been attacked, Toms have been harassed, assaulted, everything under the book. All right, Victoria's Secret, anti-Victoria's Secret gang, stay positive. You know what I mean? She's being as cute as she was when she was wearing these shoulder pads. Only now she has short hair, which shows that she's
got glasses too. Oh,
she doesn't care about what men think because she has slightly shorter hair.
Oh, this chick is gorgeous.
That's what I said in here's the bra thing. It's so stupid. She's saying she's been do cocaine, lose weight, and they made me lose cocaine. They made me do so much cocaine. And the guy's like, oh yeah, would there be like other men around when you were doing cocaine? There would be tons of men. That is horrible. Yes. And then we'd all have sex together, all of you at the same time. Yes, we would all do it all at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's like that your imagination can go anywhere with this. And she's like, but now I'm clean and I wouldn't ever touch anything like that. I never would. Never, never, never.
So this is about Les Wexner and Epstein, I guess?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that you would want to be a guy. It's like Keith Raniere, where your ultimate fantasy is having a harem of women that you force to lose weight for you.
Yeah.
Which is such a weird, specific, demented thing that to that be satisfying for you. It's pretty crazy.
I also feel like every person I've ever dated has wanted my body to look different, even though it never point blank asked me to do anything about it. What gave you this impression? Just like, stop trying to feed me.
Oh yeah.
Like, we don't need to go out to eat every night. I'm the only one that gains weight here.
You think that it's a feeder situation?
Sometimes I felt that way. Sometimes, yeah.
Well, yeah, we've talked about this before. You and I want to stay healthy. And we just, at one point around the same time, we really just started doing like developing eating disorders for a couple months.
Yeah.
And I was like, does it ever seem like when you try to eat right, your wife just for some reason decides to make like a 15-pound slow cooked
It's just like
pork roast,
no desire. She'll be like
with sugar all over it.
I got down to like almost 200, which is like I haven't weighed that much since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Always around 210 was like my sort of normal weight, and I was like right there, and she's just like, "Do you want to? Should we get Chipotle tonight so we don't have to cook?" And I was like, I guess. So then you try to find the lightest thing there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just fucking bullshit. And it's not good.
Yeah.
And then you just end up eating more at night.
Yeah.
And now I'm at 212 and I'm unhappy.
Well, I don't know what to tell you other than get back on the horse. It's time to just put down the donuts.
Right.
Put down the bonbons. Candy, whatever. Yeah, I don't. It's sick. I don't know why. It's so that your wife can just yell at you and punish you. You know what I mean? You can't ever do anything good, because if you're good, then what are they? You know what I mean?
Right. And the
because you can only one person
well.
always has to be bad.
Yeah. My parents do it too. They'll I'll come over and there'll just be something that's just cooked in mayonnaise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just completely. There's always chicken salad around. You know, just a huge fucking pile of it.
Is that bad for you? John, do you think that's bad for you?
It's not great. It's a lot of mayonnaise.
I don't give a fuck. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't. Oh, yeah. I was doing like that. Whatever. Okay, so.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. I've.
Don't you wish you can just eat and eat and eat, and you can just throw it up and then just eat it again? So that was one fantasy. What else did I have? Off my butt. Oh yeah, I was. I recorded a little bit. I stopped. I really cut down on looking at the news and social media, and I realized that like I'm 75% less demented and horny. You know what I mean?
You're less horny?
Yeah, I feel like clean, mentally clean. Yeah. Less perverted. In all my previous fantasies, I hereby disavow. That's not me. I'm nothing like any of those things, and I'm not that person anymore.
Mike recorded this August 18th, and I'm editing it on August 20th. And here is a fantasy that Mike sent me today. I'm going to pull it up, and you can see how clean and proper he's become. Hey guys, I just had a fantasy where I'm cattle in a human rodeo, and I'm being wrangled by a bunch of female minotaurs who hog tie me and make me give them haircuts. Otherwise, they shoot me in the head with one of those things from No Country for Old Men. I get a hand free to cut their hair, and I use that hand to grab one of their breasts, and they murder me. Pretty hot, huh? LOL. So that just goes to show how long Mike's non-perverted sexual fantasy spell lasted.
So the fantasies I have now are they're clean, they're wholesome, and they're about just simple things like being present.
Sure.
And allowing people to love me.
Just letting people in. Yeah.
Yeah, letting people in.
I think maybe next week's episode I'm gonna play the fantasies completely straight. Nothing funny about it.
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be interesting, because my true sexual fantasies are not fun at all.
Okay.
It's just like there's just an ass in my face. I mean, it's like that's like there's just a big ass.
Yeah, it's like pretty simple.
It's so simple. There's never any story to it. It's just
I remember
just basically an ass coming at my face.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple too on my part. I feel like people who have come up with like a lot of these stupid sexual fantasies are just more about attention seeking.
Yeah.
Or being entertaining, or like appearing weird because you got nothing else going on. I remember it was like one of the few times it's like when Howard Stern was on E! At night, he would be on like the live thing. And I remember just like flipping through TV, and Baba Booey was talking about his sexual fantasies, and it was the grossest thing I've ever heard, involved in like a woman like taking a shit on a golf course or something like that. And Howard Stern, I never forgot this. I've never even really listened to that show. And Howard Stern to Baba Booey is like, he's like, this is real, and Baba Booey's like, yeah, this is absolutely real. And just like this really long, like gross story about, it just made no sense. And like thinking back on it now, it's just like this totally ridiculous, disgusting thing made up to like just run, you know what I mean?
So
just like kill some time. Like, wow, this is really crazy. You really are like an ugly, ugly guy. And you're gross. Yeah. No way.
I remember like watching that show, just waiting for him to have someone on get naked.
Yeah.
Even though it was always blurred, it was still like enough in my childhood to get me revved up.
Yeah, it seemed like the studio was really small, and like there were just like candy wrappers on the ground and stuff.
God, I'd love to watch that again.
Oh yeah, but so from here on out, my fantasies are going to be, they're just going to be like just regular, normal things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I've just been thinking a lot about the Mudwater guy, and just like how great his life is.
He's bringing a new concept to coffee, correct? That was.
Yeah, the thing about him is that his friends were always asking. I gotta learn how to do his voice. I was getting good at voices. Like, I was really good. I was really on fire last night, and then you try to do it again. It's just like fucking impossible. Anywho, he's like one of these like slack jawed like Zoomers. I've seen a few of them. It's usually like it's a white guy. And I think he thinks it's like a cool talk, but it's like virgin. It's so flat it almost sounds like there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Like I've always liked to paint, and so when Mudwater came along, I knew that I had to get into it, because if I didn't get into it, I wouldn't have been. It's like male vocal fry.
Yeah.
It's got turkey tail, matcha bacha, a little bit of snurf, and we also sprinkle in cinnamon and salt, because it tastes just a little bit better in the morning when you mix it together. Coffee always made me jittery. It made me feel crazy and like I was out of control, and I wanted to hurt myself. But then I decided that someone had to take it upon themselves. So it's on every single time I open up a YouTube video. It's just a different Mudwater commercial.
I have not seen anything of those.
He also does paintings. He also does these paintings that are so bad. And at the end of one, like, he'll be painting and he'll have like a fucking GoPro on his wrist while he's painting. I've always felt that coffee made it harder for me to express myself.
So this is this like...
I invented smart water. And then he said, and I'm just like a regular guy, even though I do like to paint totally weird paintings. It's like a bad Basquiat. It's like
this guy's like a muscle guy.
Yeah, he's huge. He could crush my head with his thighs if he wanted to.
Oh, I gotta look at these paintings. Oh, Jesus.
Matcha. There's a thing called turkey tail they put in it. Turkey tail. And a little bit of... a little sprinkle of Oxycontin and some flim flam and other stuff. It tastes like dirt, but I still like it, and it helps me paint paintings even when I'm low on energy.
God, this guy's palette. Christ. This is one of those guys that paints the side of the canvas, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an immersive experience.
Yeah, like there's not enough canvas in the world for this fucking guy.
Is that what that... Do you think that's what that means?
I don't know. I mean, there's a few people that do it, like they'll paint the sides. Looks cool, I guess, but overall, it's just like you really just need the face.
Don't get me started on this art shit, man.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So yeah, I think it would be cool to live. I think it would be cool to be one of these guys that is hot for a while. I think the Masked brothers were really funny too. They're just the dumbest guys, and they are just absolute. I don't even think they're aware. I think they believe in their product, but they don't realize that they've been conning people for as long as there's been human beings. It's just another elixir. You know what I mean?
You mean like
salesman elixir.
Like the COVID mask people?
Who they?
Wait, is that... Who are you talking about?
Mudwater. I'm back on Mudwater.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting for John to come back on. I think it's going pretty well. Trying to be as entertaining as possible, saying things that might get a laugh, that make me laugh, most importantly. I should probably let John talk more. I feel like I talk over him too much. Maybe when he gets back, I'll just toss him the ball, see where he takes it. Stop being such a motor mouth, because there's plenty of airtime for everyone. Like I said, there's probably only going to be about 3 more episodes of this podcast. I feel like we're living out a lot of fantasy just having a podcast. No one's mentioned that being a podcast person is probably something we've all fantasized about, having listened to so many podcasters in our lives. You can't help but... Oh, John's here. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, these Mudwater fuckers.
Yeah. And the advertisements keep getting more and more elaborate. They have like sketches and stuff now.
Is it good?
I've never had it. I will never have it.
It seems weird that you can just fucking start a food and beverage company.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
I mean, you really got to pay for those. They're paying for advertisements. I mean, this whole thing is just. He showed when I was developing this, we were just in a room together, and we didn't think that we would be able to do it. But we all got boxes out, and we made the Mudwater happen. He showed in one of the commercials. He shows his facilities that's just like in someone's house.
Yeah.
Really, he's just mostly just paying for advertising on YouTube, I think.
God, I gotta find out how much this guy makes off of his paintings. I'll fucking break my computer.
I mean, before this, you could tell he was one of those people on Instagram that was like, I paint my mind every day to wake up. and it's footage of him like pouring coffee, something he used to drink. And I stand in front of the canvas, just mixing paint.
God, I fucking hate that shit. There's always some woman that's painting like a seascape, you know, or something like that.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a oversized sweater, and she's holding a hot cup of coffee, and she's standing on like a canvas drop cloth.
Yeah, just wearing a long white sleeve shirt.
And it's just, yeah.
You don't know if they're wearing pants or not.
Right. Fucking makes me sick.
When all is said and done, all that matters is it zooms out and it's a portrait with little sprinkles all over it. When all is said and done, we're all just looking for the right person. You know? Did you ever see the on Instagram, there's a guy that just plays drums, and he just has like pools of paint.
He pours paint all over the cymbals.
Yeah, and he just plays drums, and it's like that. And then he like sells the canvas, I imagine.
Yes, it kills me.
I got a fantasy.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a good one. This is one I've been sitting on for a while. In fact, I regret telling people about it in grad school because they think I'm insane now. Not insane, just like gross. I thought it would be cool to have for a crit grad school to invite everyone into my studio. And they're all looking around. They're like, "Huh, just a studio. Interesting. I guess is it a conceptual move? Is it?" Am I missing something? Is this all fake? Is it, you know what I mean? They're all thinking, you know, they're getting bored and impatient. And I'm just sitting in back, and I have my arms folded, and I'm leaning against the wall. I'm smiling smugly.
Yeah.
And then I turn off, everyone's like looking at me. They're like, Michael, what is this about? Michael, Mike, you know what I mean? And then I flip the light switch, it turns off. Everyone's like, there's a gasp. Everyone's all scared and shit. What's going on? Well, I'm scared. Michael, this is not funny. You know what I mean? And then I flick on another switch. It's a blue light, or it's a black light.
Yeah.
Okay. And on the floor, people see stuff glowing, and they're like, "Oh my god, what is it?" They all step aside, and it's a portrait of one of the instructors made completely out of my own jizz. And they're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And they're like, "What is that? What is that material, Mike? This is really interesting." A guy gets down on one of the instructors gets down and sticks 2 fingers in it and like licks it. What is this? That's gooey. Another student's like, "It's gooey." And it's like, "Oh, I got some in my eye." You know what I mean? And I'm just, and then I say, "It's my sperm." I tell them it's my sperm. And everyone's like, oh my god. You know what I mean? And they call the cops on me.
You shared this in grad school?
Yeah, I actually told a couple of my friends, and you know, it's the dark side that I usually share for this podcast.
Sure.
You know?
The professor tasting it. as if they taste paintings too.
Yeah. What is this viscous material? It's luminescent under this light. A real egghead.
I think I've told you before, but the first year at school, this guy who, it was in this like painting sort of seminar class where you just kind of bring in any work you're working on and you talk about it. Mm-hmm. And this guy who I think just really like got into the school because he had a lot of money. Like he wasn't the type of guy that's supposed to go to school there. Mm-hmm. He made like these hyper realistic, like fantasy sort of like sci-fi paintings. Mm-hmm. And he's clearly better at like just clearly better at painting than everyone in the class, but his paintings were just so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Common problem.
So he just kind of got like ridiculed the entire time, and the teacher's kind of harsh to him. And so he, for like the final like crit, he painted a portrait of the teacher.
Oh my God.
Like just super realistic. And the teacher is wearing a t-shirt and it said like Captain Fuckface on it. And the teacher like didn't, I mean, at first he was just like, oh, it's really sweet. This is the best portrait of me I've ever seen. You know, like,
yeah.
He's like, I've had like 2 people do this. This is really good. And then he saw the t-shirt and he's just like, is this what you think of me? And
yeah.
The guy was like, no, I just thought it's kind of funny since we've kind of had like a back and forth like throughout the semester, and like then like one kid just like starts like tearing into him, you know, and then like
what is he saying though? Do you think?
I don't even remember. It was just like yeah, it just got tense, and then everyone just kind of piled onto this guy.
Love that. Gang mentality.
Yeah, just totally. And this guy was probably, he was older. He was probably like mid 40s.
Wow. And
you could tell that like he just probably fucking dropped out of school like that night. Like that was just the end of him going there. I never saw him again.
It is kind of funny. I mean, if the teacher took it with a grain of salt, I mean, if someone did that to me, I would think it's kind of funny.
I mean, thinking back,
it depends on like what the rapport really felt like, I guess.
Yeah, but thinking back on it, I was like, that's probably like that painting probably put the guy in a better spot than his other work had him in. Like, it was the step forward. It's also fucking weird. I mean, the guy must have spent fucking at least 60 hours on this painting. Like, it was just an insane photo real painting of the
that's
teacher.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why would you even go to school if you can paint like that?
Right.
One time in undergrad in this performance class I was taking, this little red-haired dude who was like really like not fun and combative the entire time he was there. His final was just sitting in a chair in front of everyone and just like being an asshole. I thought it was funny. I was laughing. I can't remember how he says, "Oh, you think that's funny, huh, Beardo?" or something like that. I think he was like genuinely trying to be confrontational. Oh shit! I just remembered. Yeah, I think, and everyone was obviously like very turned off by it, and like, oh, that was pretty confrontational and kind of scary. He had school shooter energy.
Okay.
And actually, I think his final was a video. And I remember it kind of had like a Batman kind of feel to it, where it was just like a face, a threatening face. And he even, I remember he referenced The Departed, and it was so stupid. He's like, the Irish are incapable of being psychoanalyzed. Freud said it's true, but they said in The Departed that Freud said that the Irish are incapable of being psychologically analyzed, or something like that. It was just like another threatening, like, psycho video.
Yeah.
You know, today, someone else, they would have an outlet just on YouTube, I guess, to be a maniac, you know?
Yeah, it's, this was undergrad?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love that people like that make it through school.
Yeah, that guy spent $80,000 for 4 years. $80 to $100,000 probably for like his living expenses to go there.
Yeah, there's a guy I took a video class at community college. And me and my friend Chris, we would just stay up the night before class, just like come into class and just like not have slept for 24 hours. Just pointless, like weren't learning anything.
Yeah.
Had no respect for the teacher. Just always just going there just like completely delirious. And we were showing, everyone was showing their videos. Yeah, giggling at shit that's not that funny,
Yeah,
and
I love it.
this kid made a video. Actually, he was a couple years older than me. He used to go to like hardcore shows and I'd see him around, and he always seemed like too cool for school. And then I was in class with him, and he's just maybe the dumbest guy I've ever met in my life. He made this video that's just like, it was pretty much like a suicide note. It's like him taking a bath in blood.
Oh my god.
And he's staring into the camera and opens his mouth and blood pours out of his mouth.
Wow.
And I started laughing so fucking hard. Like I had to leave the room because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I think about that video all the time. Like I'd pay a lot of money to have a copy of it.
Yeah, that's cool. You should see if they have a YouTube channel. Do you remember their name?
He might, yeah.
Dude, you should look it up. I remember I was over at your house when when your guts blew up. I visited you, and I remember we were watching like the heavy metal MTV on your cable at your mom's house.
Oh yeah.
Video by this band called Abandon All Ships. That I will never forget. This is one of the most insane videos I've ever seen in my life. This little fucking wiener. It's like the combination between like a heavy metal singer and like new metal and like a pop singer that's like,
yeah.
What the fuck? What is this guy's deal?
Oh man, I love this kind of shit.
I gotta watch this video again. Abandon All Ships, Giving, featuring, he's not normally in the band, Hevron Paris.
I see.
Let me share this, just so we're watching the same thing.
Okay.
It's an abandoned warehouse. There's people with hoodies, black tank tops, and skull caps on, white V-necks, a porn-looking woman with like a Angie Shewitz is like the tough guy, heavy metal singer.
I think I remember this.
Oh god.
Oh, such a dated look.
Oh god.
Can you turn it up on your end?
Are you sure you can handle it? I just got to see this little blonde guy sing. There's like dubstep kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes Hevron Paris. He's going around a gym where people are getting tattooed and fist pumping people. He looks like Ellen DeGeneres with a bowl haircut, an anime bowl haircut. And kind of like the guy from Arrested Development, from the catering show. I forget his fucking name.
Oh, Adam. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like Adam Stevens or something.
Yeah.
Adam, I don't know. But anyways, there's also this other one that's definitely been on like Catatonic Youths, where it's like two like heavy metal singers like singing in a backyard. It's edited pretty well, but there's definitely like one guy who's like screaming at the camera like this.
Yeah. And then there's a guy that has like a operatic voice, right?
Yeah, one of them's tiny, one of them's big, and they're both passionate, screaming about something. It's obviously shot in one of their parents' backyards. Yeah, one of them's like looking over, like out in the distance at like a sunset or something, arms folded over a banister.
I think that's called Liar Liar.
Music video.
You got it? Lie or Liar.
Oh. Yeah, there's a picture of him that I've already watched.
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
When you see the red bar. Hell yeah. Oh, this is a little more beat down than I thought. Well, let's take a peek really quick. I'd love to have been one of these guys. Yeah, there's like a meteor one. Oh my god. And like a little guy with like really weak little shoulders. He's wearing track pants. He has some sort of heavy metal shirt on.
I love that the drummer already had water in his mouth before the song started.
To like spit in the air?
Yeah.
He's so... And then, oh yeah, here we go. Then there's like a meteor guy. It's like oh no, he's screaming as well.
He's also
Then it gets kind of
really,
poppy.
really handsome.
Yeah. Looks like he has a cordless guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, they just don't have any. They're just not even trying. They're like, you know this is fake. I know this is fake. I mean, this kid's crying. He's got the saddest eyes I've ever seen.
He's at like a mansion.
Yeah, they are. Ugh. And then he's like growl rapping. Anywho, that was cool.
I'd love to hit one of those kids.
I'd love to, I bet you any money, you know what would happen. You get hired to shoot a video for those guys and they win you over. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
They're all really sweet and they host you really well and like, yo, we're going to have a barbecue later on in back. Do you want to, my friend has been slow roasting a pork for 12 hours and we're gonna have our whole family comes. It's really fun. We turn it into tacos. I'm half Mexican,
Yeah.
Oh, you're half Mexican? Yeah, I know I look white as hell, but I'm half. This is the beefier guy. That's why I can like actually hit some of these notes because I used to do mariachi with my uncle. This mariachi band. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, there's and you go there and you just feel warm and great, and then like
you just don't want to leave.
Yeah, you don't want to leave, and it kind of like reminds you of like how like lame your family is, like how they're always fighting, not yours, but like one's family could be like fighting and like they don't show love for each other. They have no sense of community. You know what I mean? They don't. You know what I mean? You get like, and then people are like, "You shot that video for those fucking dorks, that Spaz and his rich ass parents. Hey, he's half Mexican." You end up defending them. You end up defending them, and you're kind of jealous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jealous.
He kind of has a Mudwater vibe.
Oh, definitely. It's like a Mudwater type band.
Oh yeah, like the guy from Mudwater was like friends with one of these guys, right. Sure.
I mean, I'm just assuming these kids are from a tech, like either from like either like Hollywood or like other towns where there's a huge amount of money flowing through it.
Oh yeah,
and like I guarantee all of them work in like Silicon Valley now. Because they're not playing unless they're playing music still, which I would doubt they're playing this music anymore.
I couldn't get through that Abandon All Ships video. I don't see any fantasy you can spin off hanging around those guys that would be positive. It's just negative, evil, cynical music.
Yeah.
Dude, where is this band from?
I feel like they tried to scrub themselves from the internet.
That's what it looks like.
You can tell they're ashamed.
God, we gotta track them down.
I think the singer just did a straight up rap. Okay, they're from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I did kind of have that that graffiti. I could tell just by looking at it. That's definitely a West Coast
style
graffiti. It's very different than Chicago style or East Coast style.
Oh shit! They're seeking a bass player.
Oh wait, they're still active. What are you on their
I'm on
message board?
I'm on bandmix.com. This might be old.
Okay, what's your advice for Nathan? He's going to be editing this because I'm not going to. You're not going to. So he's going to hear all this. Is there anything you want to say to him when he's on vacation?
No, I just hope he's having a great time.
What do you think about his performance in the podcast so far?
He's been very funny.
Okay. He's been pretty good.
I still think about him pouring MSG into the hot tub.
Oh yeah.
That really tickled me.
That was crazy.
Because I don't know, I just did not see it coming at all. And then he chopped up carrots.
Yeah, he cooked 2 women. His have they have a different upbeat theatrical quality, you know.
Yeah, you can tell he wants to do more voices.
Yeah, he's kind of like got a Garrison Keillor feeling.
Wait, who is that?
He's the one who does that NPR show.
Oh yeah.
Country Time Cooking or whatever it's called.
I have an idea of what I want mine to sound like, and I want them to be way slower than they are.
Slower?
Yeah. Like, I think I'm the slowest talker on the podcast, but I want them to be very slow.
Yeah, you can get into it.
Yeah.
You know,
I also wish we could. I wish we were all near each other so we could like edit one of them together.
Well,
I don't know if that's possible or not.
We can mix it up. I mean, we can do different exercises for each one where everyone does a run of editing. You know what I mean? And you have to add one thing that other people don't know about.
Right.
With like Exquisite Corpse style. We got to do some. We got to record a commercial. Do you want to do one? Did you find something you want to?
I didn't find anything. I want to write one.
Oh.
And then I want to like maybe just record it by myself and then have like a stock commercial. And I want it to be for a smoker. I don't know why.
Like a food smoker.
Yeah. Like a Traeger grill smoker.
Gotcha.
Because my hope is that they hear it and all of us get a smoker for free.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do I want? See, this is the thing.
I think we also have to say that we are not sponsored by these people.
Do we?
I have no idea.
Can't you
I don't
say
think anyone
you like something?
Yeah, I guess you can. I don't think anyone's heard these yet either.
I don't think that's true. Oh wait, what was Steve-O was advertising, like cigarette
Oh yeah,
alternatives,
like a vaporless.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to do. What's that water company that everyone does now? Like fucking.
Oh, Liquid Death.
Liquid Death, yeah.
Oh my god.
It seems like Liquid Death actually sends shit to anyone.
Oh god.
God, what a stupid fucking company.
I'm looking for some cigarette. Let's see here. To talk about no copy on here. Well, whatever. We'll have to do it some other time. I thought I wouldn't be able to summon something.
I need to find out how much a fucking case of this costs.
Okay.
Jesus. A 12 pack of canned water for $15.
Oh god, we're running out of time. We got 10 minutes left
Okay.
on this thing. We're going off the rails. We got some good stuff. What else is going on? I said we were going to. Oh, we just gotta find good copy. You're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're up. You have to find good copy, and you have to make an advertisement and
Okay,
make
I'll find
a good
something.
segue. Let's see. What did I? Steve-O was advertising. Fake cigarette, like cigarette.
Maybe I'll do just Camel Lights. I'll just do a cigarette company.
That would be cool.
That might actually be illegal.
Why? You can say you like.
I mean, I guess you could say you like smoking.
You can say you like anything.
That's true. I got nothing. Now I'm just looking at. I'm just on the internet now.
Yeah, I know.
I thought this was a good one. This wasn't. We didn't. Really tell any fantasies.
No, I kept trying. I was ripping them back. I feel like it would be cool to see an interview with an ex-Victoria's Secret model where the reporter just getting hornier and hornier, asking more and more degrading questions, and the ex-Victoria's Secret model that was replying is just like, filling in all these raunchy details.
Yeah.
I thought that would be cool. Hanging out with Panoramic or whatever this band was called.
What was next week's fantasy? Is your car breaks down and you're waiting for the insurance adjuster to show up? Isn't that what it was?
I don't remember. Nathan sent some really benign ones out.
So, yeah, I think that one will be good.
My notes for this is I have on my phone, it says pod notes. It says punching bag on patio. I saw someone had a punching bag hanging in their like U-shaped courtyard 2-floor apartment complex. I just thought that would be really cool that be Studley and use the punching bag just to indicate a certain kind of lifestyle. You know, every morning you go out there, you have your cup of coffee, and you punch on this punching bag in a tank top, no matter the weather.
Right.
Somehow that would lead into something, some sexual situation. And then food fight. Is my other note. I think it would be cool to declare a food fight. I think that would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Have you been in a food fight?
I don't think that they exist or have ever existed, and I don't know where the fucking notion came from. It's the most disgusting thing, honestly, that I can imagine happening.
Yeah, I've seen a kid throw food at another kid. I've never seen a full blown throwing mashed potatoes
like
at
a mashed
potato. I don't know what he threw. It was just like they got in a fight at lunch.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's pretty humiliating.
Yeah.
It just seems like something you're trying to manufacture in the 80s for kids. It's never happened.
Same thing with panty raids. I mean, I guess those have probably happened, but not to the degree at which they were shown on film.
Yeah, I mean, to do that, you would really have to physically hold back.
You'd also be
sorority girls
breaking and entering.
Yeah, are wearing a mask, and you break into their house and you steal their underwear.
There was a rumor that this kid, I can't remember his name, stole my friend Ryan's mother's underwear. Like, they were hanging out and he stole her underwear, like all of them.
No way.
And that there was a trail, there was like pretty much like a trail of underwear going back to his house because he just grabbed them all in his hands. And he's like dropped one in the yard and then dropped another one down the street, and it was just kind of just led back to his house.
Do you think the people trailing him sniffed each one?
I would have.
Yeah?
Yeah. I also probably would have just put him on my arm. I mean, you don't want to lose those.
I would one up you. I'd put them on underneath my clothes. And I would then go and sneak around the neighborhood and peek in people's homes.
We used to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, definitely did a little snooping when we were kids. Never saw anything great.
That's disturbing.
Really fucking disturbing.
You'd be peeping in people's homes?
We would like go past a window and like look inside. And it's not like it was like one, it wasn't like I was by myself. It'd be like 10 kids, you know? It was like a group of us walking around.
That's cool.
Psychotic.
Yeah, that's creepy.
I hope Nathan takes this out of the pod.
I don't. I hope he keeps it in there. I hope he maybe even has some commentary.
Oh, yeah, maybe he'll add commentary to the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I did a full, 5 minutes in the beginning where I was like, hey, guys, what's going on? Today we're going to have John, blah, 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 blah. Maybe he can do that before I even do that.
Maybe he could, pause the audio and
analyze it.
And analyze, yeah. Just do a commentary on what we're talking about.
Yeah, see right there, Mike's trying to provoke me. He's trying to get John to talk shit about Nathan, but he's not. But John's too smart. John knows not to take the bait. You know?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be funny. All right.
All right. I got some ice cream I need to eat.
All right, I'm gonna put the baby to bed.
Oh, what time should she go to sleep?
Around now, like between now and 10, she goes to bed late as shit.
Yeah, that's right. You're telling me that.
When she gets up at 6:30. It's weird.
She's so cute. Let's wrap it up. I guess I'm just going to send these to Nathan, totally unprovoked.
Okay.
Deal with it. I'll see you later.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye, John.
All right, bye. Love you.
Talk to you later.